It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey.
And the man that knows a thing or two about a thing or two. It's Murray.
Yo.
Hey there, Murman. So, with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Okay, well, thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please support us and join. Apparently, there's no one in our community anymore because Buy Me a Coffee dropped all of our members. So
Bastards.
just any of our listeners who's happening to listen, you can go back and sign back up on it. So yeah, I was going to say join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/filmrageYYC, because all members will get special episodes and content only for members, and all members that sign up will get a limited edition Film Rage merch item. If you cannot support us by joining our membership, you can still ask us to watch a terrible movie, and we will. Thanks to all the countries and listeners from everywhere, including interspace, wherever that is. We appreciate you all more than you know.
To infinity and beyond.
And beyond.
Movies are back at Canyon Meadow Cinemas. We are open for your viewing pleasure with great new films opening weekly. All health-regulated protocols are in effect for a safe and enjoyable experience. And don't forget, we should be your first choice for your next birthday party or special event. Can't make it to the cinema? We got you covered. Order concessions from our online store, and you can either choose curbside pickup or get them delivered via Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats, or DoorDash. For more details, go to canyonmeadowca.ca. Here at CMC, we would like to thank you for your continued support, and we are looking forward to seeing you at the movies.
Time to dance.
Streaming. And what?
We're streaming, Jim.
And even Murray streamed on the weekend.
Streaming.
But also some football.
Lots of football.
Okay. So first up, we watched at least 2/3 of us, I think. 2/3 of us, Murray. You didn't take part in...
He didn't partake in the Affleck.
2 words, Ben Affleck. No,
I know.
did not.
Ben Affleck. 2 of the sweetest words on the face of the earth. Yeah, we watched The Tender Bar on Prime.
Dumb?
No, there's no dumb with Prime.
Except for the ones who have Amazon Prime. They're dum-dums.
Sign me up.
So, The Tender Bar. Ben Affleck and Ty Sheridan star in The Tender Bar, directed by George Clooney. Coming-of-age story that has been told thousands of times before. The thing that elevates this is the performances from Affleck and Sheridan, as well as their interaction with the rest of the cast. Affleck's timing and delivery show the tremendous actor that he is. Sheridan holds his own opposite Affleck as this uncle and nephew. This is our second uncle and nephew movie, and
Yes.
it's like
You'll
crazy.
hear more about
There's
that
going to
in
be
a
like a
minute.
floodgate opening here soon. At any rate, Sheridan holds his own opposite Affleck as this uncle and nephew have some great interactions throughout the film. The movie is predictable and unoriginal, but it also is sweet and funny and well acted. It is well intentioned and complete and competently directed by Clooney, but aside from the performances, there is nothing to separate it from the rest of the pack when it comes to this type of film. That makes it meh.
Aww.
Even though Affleck was fantastic.
Well, let's hear what I had to say about it. First off, motherfucking Christopher Lloyd stole every single scene. There was only one actor in this movie And if you were in the same room as Christopher Lloyd, I'd never know if there was a second one. That being said, the acting was all great, aside from the period piece acting of Ben Affleck, which, as usual, was very Queen Elizabeth Chamberpot adjacent. It's hard to come off seeing a film like Come On, Come On, having Uncle Goodness, no matter what Uncle-type film follows Come On, Come On, it doesn't stand a chance. But this did a pretty good job. Music was great. In fact, the music was fantastic. Great names for the characters that they had for these characters in this film. I love that part about it. In fact, it took a while to sink in, but I guess I kind of actually really liked the writing a lot, actually. So cleverly written. In particular, the scene with JR and his girlfriend and her parents was an epic scene as any relationship scene ever done. It didn't come quite close to the scene in Beanpole, but it was pretty close.
It was good.
It was very well written. I don't want to dwell on it, so we'll just move on from that. But the film was a bit tropey, as Bryce had kind of alluded to at times. But if you know me and characters, they were also developed so well. By the time we get to the end, the cliches of typical period piece single mother hard life success stories, it didn't really annoy me as much as it usually would. So how do I feel about this film? Everything hung on the edge of the ending. And in spite of Ben Affleck, this film was still a meh. I did have a favorite line.
Go ahead.
Always do.
Don't tell anybody I'm a good grandpa, or everyone will want one.
There you go.
And again,
Yeah.
it was delivered by Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd was fine.
He was transcendent.
I don't understand how you can watch Ben Affleck's performance and not say that that was spectacular.
I thought it was probably one of the weakest performances I've ever seen of him, to be quite honest. I didn't feel his character had any emotion whatsoever, like he normally can't show. And I just felt it was, yeah,
I think you go into every movie with Ben Affleck with a bias.
I don't go into Ben.
I think you do.
I saw The Accountant. It was Mondo, and he was good in it.
I don't understand how you could watch his last two performances and not think that they were Mondo.
He was completely
spectacular
awful in The Last Duel.
He was not.
And if I go back one more movie where he was playing the washed-up basketball player, he was even worse.
He was fantastic in that too.
He's never been fantastic.
I don't understand. You've got some sort of
him
weird block when it comes to Ben
him
Affleck.
beside Matt Damon. It's like night and day.
Don't sit there and just listen to the chatter that's going on in the world and just
I don't
go
listen
along with what everybody else is saying.
I don't have to listen to chatter. I make my own chatter, and I'm chattering right now that Ben Affleck is not a good actor.
Ben Affleck is
Hear.
one of the finest actors of our generation.
Perhaps my generation's a little different than yours.
I guess
Just
so.
like The Who said, my generation. Mm-hmm. My generation.
Mine or any
My
other,
generation.
Mine or any other generation.
Yeah, no, he's bad.
He's
He's not quite root vegetable. But there's many times where he's very root vegetable adjacent.
Yes.
In fact, I think of him more as chamber pot
I'm
adjacent.
completely baffled by this opinion. And I know you're not the only one that shares it. There's
Yeah.
so many people that
I just
say
don't
this, and
find
I
any
don't get
emotion
it.
It
his
is not
characters.
just the two people at this table.
Yeah, there's two.
It is
Oh, I
a
know.
large majority
There's a ton.
of the world.
And
Yeah.
they're
agrees
all
with us.
wrong.
No,
they're
no, they're not
How
wrong.
can everyone be wrong?
They're
Well,
all wrong.
well, as far as he's concerned, I mean, I love Keanu Reeves and everything, but I know he's not a great actor.
no, he's not.
And maybe that's what Bryce has got his blinders on. Maybe he just likes Ben Affleck as a person.
I have no
He has a
blinders.
habit of
Yes,
cheating on women
I
and,
think-
and doing all kinds of things like
Yes.
that. So,
What does that have to do with
and
the price
defend
of tea
and
in
trying to
China?
defend his movies on social
Yeah,
media.
to put it nicely, he's a dirtbag.
Oh, there we go.
In real life, he's a dirtbag.
I don't know him
A
personally.
lot of great actors.
Nicest
Are
thing
dirtbags.
I can say about him, because I'd like to say a lot more, but
We'll leave it at that.
I want to keep it PG.
It was what we can agree on
It was
is that movie was meh.
There you go.
Yeah, it was man.
Murray,
I did already. You missed it.
just keep doing it. And Ben Affleck was also.
Mondo.
Well, I want to rage about it. I didn't see the movie. So.
Nice.
Alrighty. Well, we also saw on Netflix Mother
Dumb.
Android. In a post-apocalyptic world, following an android uprising, a young pregnant woman and her boyfriend desperately search for safety to give birth to their child. And I feel silly just reading that description.
No spoilers.
That was the whole
Bryce.
movie.
Mr. Holland. Opus.
Yeah,
Mr. Holland's Opus.
This movie was pretty bad. And unfortunately, I'm the one who picked it, but that's all the Netflix was offering this weekend. So we have to take what they give us, unfortunately.
Yeah, just like when we get invaded by aliens and the probe wands come out, we had to take it.
Now, as much as I love Chloe Grace Moretz, this was just not her best work, other than having to walk miles and miles in a fat suit.
Nice.
Unless she was actually pregnant. Which
Now
I think
that's
she was.
acting.
That was acting. Yet she was still the best thing about it. Her boyfriend was kind of a dumbass
I like them.
and seemed to routinely do stupid things to put them in danger. I was really disappointed not to see more androids killing humans because, it's a war. It was just them in the forest by themselves. Like, where the hell are all the androids? And this film had a lot of walking in it.
So much walking.
It reminded me
It wasn't any good.
of the first few seasons of Walking Dead. All walking and no killing.
No dead.
And the ending was stupid. It's not bad enough to rage about, but it's a very low man.
What?
Yeah.
Really? You can't rage about it? You
No.
lit every word in your review. You're
it
being
was
nice
just
again.
Disappointing.
I thought we've had this discussion. You're not
did.
allowed to be nice
We
just for
did.
nice sake.
But I didn't hate the movie. I just thought it was
Okay.
meh.
I hated the movie.
Yeah, no surprise.
I don't even want to talk about it. Chloe Grace Moretz stars in this apocalyptic survival story that starts out with a reasonable premise, albeit a tired and worn out one. The movie was just bland. It was forgettable. The fact that I was able to keep my eyes open is a minor miracle. It was a rage. I don't want to talk about this movie. It was boring
Why would you not want to talk about this movie?
because everything was just in it.
It wasn't? Are you sure about that?
I'm positive. There's nothing I liked about it.
Not one thing?
I bet if Ben Affleck was in it, he would have loved
Yeah, I
it.
probably would have loved it. It would have made it to Matt, probably.
Probably.
Ben Affleck
So,
played the android. He
I
would have
don't-
loved it.
You know what? I don't even think Ben Affleck could have saved this one.
No, he would have made it worse.
once
So, motherfucking iRobot finally completed its job. Although, damn, what happened to Chloe's acting? Or maybe as an adult, she's just not good anymore. I don't know. She
starting to
was
think,
she was
unfortunately.
awful in this.
Problem is, she did Neighbors 2, I think, which is kind of was the beginning of the
Yeah, that was also bad. I do love my apocalyptic movies, as you all know. So I'm always going to give some slack for these type of films. I loved some of the battle scenes and the android fight scenes. I also liked the relationship of the two main characters. It seemed real and fraught with disagreements. And their relationship wasn't perfect, but they get to the safe zone, quote unquote, and nothing in this section seems to make any sense whatsoever. First off, to Murray's point about her boyfriend being an idiot, who goes into a macho off to ask a stupid question? These dudes are obviously getting drunk and half naked,
trained killers.
and he goes in there and says, "Hey, I got a question about something stupid."
I need a ride.
And then all of a sudden he has to fight for his life. Like that was like the dumbest scene in any movie I'd ever seen. I'm just like, why? How are you still alive 9 months later in an android apocalypse?
Exactly.
Like it made no sense.
It was all just bland and forgettable.
Yeah, and everything that happened at the whole army base when you get to the safe zone
Oh, yeah, no,
was
that was-
completely
It
idiotic.
was stupid. Yeah.
I started actually thinking, though, when that point happened in the movie, maybe I don't actually like apocalyptic films anymore. Also, what did they eat for 9 months? She is pregnant, and at no point do we see them hunt, forage, or go to a grocery store. They're basically just walking around with backpacks in the forest.
And
And I can't help but thinking,
And they had no
okay,
food
did you
with
not
them.
allocate anything to the fact that at some point they might have had to look for something or fish or hunt or
Lay down
whatever?
traps.
Like those things in movies like this just
Yeah.
make me fucking crazy. It's
Yeah.
it's one of the biggest reasons Old did not make anything but my rage list.
I loved Old.
No, you liked Old. You liked it. You did not love it. Don't try to fake your memories to make me angry with you.
I love the one scene where her arms are like breaking and stuff. That
was
good.
that was good, but everything else was terrible. Sorry. Anyway, robot chase scenes, although they are fun because it's like fast running zombies, but unlimited bullets and robots that outrun motorbikes. It just seemed a little inconsistent with what was happening at the beginning of the movie when the robots couldn't keep up to motorcycles. But apparently now they can. Acting overall was terrible, although I did like Raul Castillo, who played Arthur, who was basically acting like a robot. So I actually didn't mind his acting.
He was bland.
Yeah, but he was supposed to be a bland robot. The good, creepy robots, robot fights, apocalyptic theme, and some suspense. Foot stomping, good time.
No suspense.
The bad, the acting, the realism or the lack thereof, the plot or goal of the film, and pretty much everything else. The predictable was, of course, as Murray had alluded to, the ending. Overall, I started realizing I don't actually like apocalyptic films anymore. Or maybe I didn't like them as much as I used to.
They don't make them like they used to.
Yeah. So eventually this just kept getting more rage until it was a full-blown outbreak of rage.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Or what I actually meant to say was, this movie was a rage.
Yes.
This movie was a rage.
Yes.
Okay, quick unpack. Chloe goes to rescue her hubby, but then she gets caught and then calls for Arthur for help.
Whatever.
He just comes in and kills everybody.
Of course.
And so 2 things. Number 1, why did she go in at all in the first place? If he could just go in and kill everybody.
Good question.
And then the second part is, and you know what? I don't care if I spoil anything. People who are listening, if you haven't seen this movie, first off, don't. And the second thing is, so then we find out later that he's evil.
Yes.
And we're thinking to ourselves,
so evil.
Still, I'm thinking, okay, even that plot didn't make sense that she didn't figure out then. And, if you're wearing a suit that supposedly protects you from their rays and you're not wearing a helmet, how does that work? It's just like...
You put way too much thought into all this. I don't know why you're even thinking about this stuff.
I just don't get
She was just that stupid.
I mean, how did they... Whoever wrote this, we've talked a lot about the bad acting. We've talked about the bad script. But who the hell directed this? Because this was awful.
Tomlin.
Yeah.
He wrote and directed.
He wrote and he, she, they are acted and directed
Mattson, Tomlin.
Yeah, no. This was terrible.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
And to add further spoilers, the thing I did really rage about was, she's in this army hospital in the safe zone, gave birth to her baby. Well, they cut it out of her basically when she was unconscious.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
But then the bad guy that you just mentioned basically
Arthur
starts killing people.
Yeah, because he's bad.
Where the hell are all the goddamn army people with the guns?
How about the fact that she just actually got this baby cut out of her? They stitched her up, and now she's like running around. Like,
she's in a wheelchair.
She's in a wheelchair.
And she's fighting off the androids that the army guys
with one hand.
She wouldn't have even gotten out of
with one hand. That was pretty awesome.
She wouldn't have even got out of the bed.
A whole base full of army guys apparently couldn't take this guy down. Like, what the hell? That didn't make me read.
You know what I was really hoping, though? I was really kind of hoping it was going to kind of be like an android baby. It's kind of like you find out later that she had sex with a sex bot before they actually went crazy. And then her baby was actually half baby, half android.
That would have made it so much better.
This would have made it so much better.
Exactly.
And then her baby was there to save the planet.
It's like the old V TV show. It's like the baby's born and it's like half alien.
Yes, exactly. Thanks,
I would like to put forward a vote to move on.
Well,
I second that vote.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, I guess we're out of streaming now.
We stopped the dance.
Sadly, things are pretty bleak at the cinema these days.
What do you mean? We got to watch the 355.
Yeah,
Well, at least our cinemas are still open.
That's true.
For now.
But when a top secret weapon falls into mercenary hands, a wild card CIA agent joins forces with some other peoples to take stuff down. This was the longest made-for-TV pilot of the female version of the Expendables.
It was a fast.
Or at least that's what I got for the 2 hours of, it felt like 2 years, 2 hours of 355. There was a few good things in this movie, and Bryce may argue with me. Number one is Lupita Nyong'o. She is brilliant in everything. It doesn't matter what she's doing.
No.
The motherfucking kick-ass-tastic of Diane Kruger as Marie. I want to either marry her or be beaten up by her. I don't care what, as long as it's one of them.
I'm with you.
The fact,
No.
1 out of every 10 times I got surprised by something that seemed like it actually might happen in real life. That 1 time out of 10 was actually pretty good. And finally, the other really good thing about this was Penelope Cruz.
No.
Yeah, she was great. The rest was awful. The script was transparent, with every spyism and trope ever created, from the Mission Impossible plot steal to the Expendables dialogue. The action scenes were filmed in what I can only consider blurry vision, is what I'm going to call it, as were the chase scenes, so that you had no clue what was happening during any action scene in the whole movie, and it's supposed to be somewhat of an action movie. I laughed quite a few times at the movie, but not because I was supposed to. It was because I was laughing at the movie itself. Just waiting to hear now that the 355 will be appearing Friday nights as a weekly series for Fox. The ending of this, just like most of the rest of the film, was also so completely terrible. Let's just make sure I understand it. And there is a spoiler coming. So, not that it should surprise you, but let me make sure I got this right. 2 months later, all 5 of the 355 leave their homes for a 5-minute rendezvous to say goodbye to the bad guy. Then they leave the place without waiting for the quote-unquote team to take him into custody. And high fives all around. Yeah, this was the worst acting by Jessica Chastain as well. And this is the same person that only a couple months ago I said deserves an Oscar for Tammy Faye.
The most worst acting.
Yes, the most worst acting. And she played a brilliant Tammy Faye. Yeah, just like her acting, this movie was a rage.
Cool.
All right. Okay. Well, I didn't hate it as much as you did. Oh yeah.
Why?
Oh yeah. Did you say it was a rage?
He did.
Yeah, I can keep saying it.
Okay, that's okay.
Rage.
Wait, let me do my robot voice again. This movie was a rage.
Yeah, you don't need to do that
robots.
ever again.
This movie was a rage.
Okay, 355. Ladies kicking ass.
Were they?
Awesome. Well, we had some girl on girl action, which I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting, I mean.
Could you see anything? Because it was all blurry.
Oh, that's true, but Diane Kruger was awesome.
She was.
Diane Kruger, who I love in everything, and she really gets me going when she starts slinging that German. I
Yes,
tell ya, man.
the German.
I don't understand this Diane Kruger love fest that we're having today.
Okay, when you put her beside Ben Affleck in a movie, people
go.
would not know Ben Affleck was
Exactly.
in the movie.
That is a complete prevarication.
Nope. That is what truth.
Yeah.
It's a truth bomb.
Anyway, I love her. To borrow a quote from another review, well, I stole it. The 355 amasses some of the most talented and electrifying actresses in the world, then squanders them in a generic and forgettable action picture.
That's great.
Which I think
That's
sums
a great
it up
steal, Murray.
perfect. It sums it up perfect.
Yeah, that does pretty much.
This film had the same problem as the only Daniel Craig Bond film that I saw, Skyfall. It wrapped things up in a neat little package at the end of the first hour, and you think basically everything's all good, and then they just start throwing more story in, and complicate
story
stuff.
and story.
Yeah, it's like, well, why did you bother wrapping it up halfway through? It's like a bad TV episode.
It was a bad TV episode.
With a cliffhanger. Now the story is basic. Bad guys want a piece of technology to rule the world. Good guys, or in this case, girls, try to stop them. They almost do. Then the bad guys get it anyway. then the good guys have to get it back. Mm-hmm. That's
Little back and forth. Doesn't they call that spy intrigue?
Yeah, I guess so. Very little of this film surprised me, considering it's a spy thriller. That's not a good thing. I guess we shouldn't have expected anything better from the guy who did X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Oh.
Yeah, that wasn't
Same
that bad.
director.
I didn't mind it.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was a man.
He's genuinely bad with fight sequences.
Yeah, the fight
Which is
sequences.
a real problem in a movie that has a lot of them.
Filmed in blurry vision.
I would make the argument that Jessica Chastain is very bad in fight sequences.
Also true.
She's also bad acting in this.
Ava, it was the same very, robotic. It just does not work.
Yeah.
What? Did you say robotic?
Yeah, just stop.
Set pieces are chopped to bits in an effort to hide stunt doubles. Punches looked obviously pulled. And somehow these globe-trotting badass women are all made to look awkward when carrying a gun.
You just made me think of 5 of them. Wasn't there 5?
I don't know.
On playing against the Globetrotters.
Well, somebody also made a comparison to the Uma Thurman, what's her name? From Pulp Fiction. The Fast Fox 5.
From Kill Bill?
Pilot. No, from
Oh.
Pulp Fiction.
Oh.
You know, the one she never got to make?
Right, yeah.
Because it's Fast Fox 5. It was 5 of them.
There you go. Fast Fox 5.
I did enjoy parts of this film, just not enough. It was a meh.
You're so... Murray,
Can't rage.
let's got to find you that
'cause
rage
I
button.
really enjoyed Diane
generous.
You were the most
Kruger.
generous person
Diane
I know.
Kruger actually reminded me of like a real James Bond. She was the most Bondish of any of them.
I have no
Like,
idea.
She was awesome.
She was like driving.
Nobody was awesome in
What do you
this.
call it? Front end loaders through like the dock full of people, and she didn't care who was around.
Yeah, she was awesome.
She was kicking ass.
No.
the
And
other ones
punching
the other
dicks.
ones were all like spies trying to hide and stuff, but she was just out there.
Just
doing
like,
her
I'm going to
thing.
go punch some dicks.
And she worked alone. So yeah,
I'd
based on her, it was a meh. If she was not in it, it would have been a rage.
Okay.
Okay, everybody in this was terrible. Jessica Chastain was terrible. Penelope Cruz was terrible. Lupita Nyong'o was
Bite your
terrible.
tongue, that's my
Diane
future
Kruger
wife.
was terrible. They were all terrible. I don't know what you guys were watching. How can you tell January is here? Crap like this hits the screen. The 355 is a cookie cutter, outdated action flick that wastes the talents of a very good cast. The story is remarkably forgettable. As you're watching, you can predict exactly what will happen with 100% accuracy. What a surprise! Her partner that they imply gets killed, but do not actually show him getting killed, shows up later in the film. And what? He's actually the bad guy? Well, who could have predicted
Spoiler.
that?
He was the bad guy.
You could have knocked me over with a feather. This was bad writing with a worse ending that stretches improbability to the point of ridiculousness. It is dumb and it is boring, and I hated it. It is a rage.
Can we just talk about the ending again?
The ending was so stupid. Like, let's all buy a ticket to wherever the heck I don't even remember. And let's all go meet there. For what reason? So that we can all just walk out.
Do high fives.
Exactly. Do a high five and go, okay, bye.
And Penelope Cruz's character would never have left Colombia the rest of her life after
exactly.
this. She was traumatized by the entire event. Yeah, she's going to get on a plane 2 months later after she goes home to her kids and her husband, who were almost murdered by these people. She would now be invisible.
Yeah.
She would never get on a plane, leave Colombia, do anything. And she was super happy.
And by the
I'm
way,
here, and I'm going to serve you some justice.
Before anybody comes to get the dude, let's just all leave and just trust that he's gonna get picked up. We'll just go our
Let's go
own
high five
separate-
out on the street and say goodbye.
It's like, what is going on?
So
This was
terrible.
this was a piece of dog crap.
This has to be the worst ending I think I've seen in a movie in a very, very, very long
It
time.
was the worst everything.
In
I've
fact,
seen
you
in
know
a
what?
movie in a very, very long time.
This movie was a rage.
It was so bad. Oh my dear Lord, it was bad.
Like I
Well,
said,
going from that,
times are bleak in the cinema these days.
it's yeah, what?
All right.
Now, going from that,
Time for a little special.
we talked last week about, you know what we need and we haven't done on this show yet, is our top 10 favorite directors of all time.
I didn't even believe you, so I like went back. I was like, we must have done that. Like when we were desperate for episodes.
No.
how did
We were doing movies. We weren't doing directors.
Know, but I thought at some point we must have. Like we were doing.
No.
Like, we were racking our brains. Like we got to the point where we were doing top 10 animated and top 10 movies that had a dog in them, and we were desperate at the time. Top 10 movies that had a streetcar in them, and it was like it was getting that bad. If we didn't do top 10 directors.
If we didn't do the streetcar one, I'm kind of liking the idea of that one. Let's bring that one back.
Top 10 movies
with a
streetcar. There'll be a lot of stuff based in San Francisco.
And maybe parts of Berlin, but otherwise, not a lot.
Toronto.
Oh, Toronto. Toronto has streetcars, yeah.
Everything's shot in
All right,
Toronto
so
these
pretty
days.
much every movie.
Yeah.
Here, I thought we were limiting ourselves. At any rate, sorry, what were we doing this week?
We're going to do our top 10, and this is the most difficult thing I've ever done, I got to say. But apparently it was easy for Murray. He thought he could never come up with his 10 favorite directors. He said, I don't have 10 favorite directors, if I seem to remember correctly.
The problem is, I don't have 10 directors that I love every movie they've ever made.
But that's not what you have to pick.
Not a single
your
one of
favorite
these.
directors.
Your favorite
I've
directors.
And how you came up with that list can be your secret, or you can share it with our valuable listeners.
Some of them are pretty obvious and some weren't.
Okay.
I did consult a list on Google for ones that I may have forgotten.
Yeah.
that I liked, but yeah, well, the first three, this is
Wait.
reverse order.
Reverse order. Thank you.
Reverse order.
Okay,
But
save
but
the
fir-
favorite to
but-
the end.
Yeah, but the first three are only on here because I liked most of their films, not their recent ones.
Okay.
Just so you know.
So you're gonna get a
They
pass?
almost
Is that what you're
didn't-
saying?
They almost didn't make my list. Number 10, Tim Burton.
Ooh.
I love Tim Burton.
Yeah.
I used to.
I still do.
Batman Returns, and Big Fish. Those are the three I liked the most.
They were fantastic.
Number 9, Ridley Scott, who I liked until recently.
Okay, I would agree with you
Fair
there.
enough.
Gladiator, American Gangster, and Prometheus. Are my three
Prometheus was
favorites.
great.
Prometheus was so good.
Number 8, also don't like him much anymore, Martin Scorsese.
I still like him.
Goodfellas,
No, I do
Casino,
not still like
The
him.
Deported. Well,
I'm on Team Murray here.
exactly. Then we got ones who I love.
All
Like
right.
every single thing they've touched is
pretty much.
Murgasms.
Pretty much. For 7,
Murgasms.
Ivan Reitman.
Yes.
Okay.
History of 80s comedy.
That does not surprise me in the least. He's a right
Animal House, Caddyshack, Ghostbusters. Just
Bam,
name
bam.
three.
In that order, or is it just random?
Yeah,
They change them
It's
up.
like the order he made them.
Nice.
Then his son, Jason Reitman,
Wow.
who, if anything, is almost a better director than him.
So he is higher on the list. So apparently he
Number
is.
6, Juno, Up in the Air, and Young Adult.
Very, very good movies.
Yeah.
I agree.
Great choice. I apparently like him too until recently.
And
Yes.
number 5,
Did
one of
make
my
something
favorites,
bad
who sadly is no longer with us,
No.
John Hughes.
Aw. I knew he'd make your
Ferris
list.
Bueller's Day Off, Uncle Buck,
Oh, yeah.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Pretty much anything with John Candy. in it.
Yes, pretty much.
I'll just interrupt you. There's like 3 or 4 John Hughes movies that when they come on, no matter what I'm doing, if I just come across them, I just watch the rest of it till
It's
the
a
end.
rule. He's
I
built for
wasn't
himself.
so much the 16 Candles and Pretty in Pink.
I
but
loved 16 Candles.
Pretty in
I
Pink.
loved Pretty in
They
Pink.
were also okay.
I'm
They
a
were
huge.
fantastic. What are you talking about?
There's way too many of his movies to even put on this list. Those
I,
are just the 3 of my favorites of his.
I really love the Psychedelic Furs as a band, so I was
you go.
in love with that movie too.
And number 4, who
Yes.
apparently is retired from directing,
What?
Quentin Tarantino.
Thank God.
Whatever.
The Kill Bills, which count as one movie, I consider.
Yes.
Inglourious Bastards.
So good.
Yes. So
Once
good.
Upon a Time in Hollywood. which
Was
I
terrible.
loved.
Very, very good.
Was so bad.
You liked it.
It was Mondo.
It was very long.
Number 3, my main guy, who was number 1 pretty much my whole life, Steven Spielberg
Was number 1,
was.
but he's not anymore.
Now he's
old.
3?
He's old.
So that does.
Yeah.
People can be old.
Jaws, the Indiana Jones trilogy, Jurassic Park are the only 3 that I could put on here, but there's at least a dozen that I loved of his.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, we're limiting it to 3.
Number 2,
What about West Side Story?
I haven't seen it.
I have.
I know you have.
It was a waste of time.
Please don't talk about it.
I probably would have enjoyed it, but I didn't go.
That movie. Sorry. That movie is a rage.
All right.
You didn't
Give it
see
up with
it.
a robot.
It was unnecessary though.
Number 2 is more of a biased personal thing because, I love him. I've loved him since he was 4 years old. Ron Howard.
I knew it. I knew Ronnie would make the top 3.
Opie Cunningham?
Opie
Cunningham. That is right.
Nice.
He's even better director than he was an actor, and I loved him as an actor.
I can't wait to hear your 3 favorite movies of his.
Apollo 13,
Okay.
All right.
Beautiful Mind,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
Cinderella Man.
Okay.
Lot
And
of
number
Russell
one,
Crowe there.
no big surprise.
He's a big Russell Crowe fan.
Number 1 is Taika Waititi,
Yes.
Nice.
who has a smaller
Group of films.
but
Yep.
he's.
But
he
you know
made-
what? He's undoubted.
He
so-
made Ragnarok, so
Oh, he's almost undoubted.
He's forever on mine. Yeah,
He's almost
Hunt for the
undoubted.
Wilder People, Thor Ragnarok, and Jojo Rabbit.
Nice.
And I just saw him on Jimmy Fallon's That's My Jam with his girlfriend, Rita Ora.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he's a hell of a karaoke action person.
There's
too.
nothing he can't do.
Exactly. He beat the crap out of, what's her name? Oh, jeez.
Eva Longoria?
No.
just
she's
picking
a
names.
black woman who did, what was that Benjamin Button movie? Taraji B. Henson.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. But yeah.
I can't see anybody
Anyway,
winning
he
against
was
him.
Very entertaining, and he has a superstar pop girlfriend. So there
There you go.
So yeah, he's
That reason alone should make the top 10.
exactly, and he's making the next Thor,
He's Thored
which I
up.
can easily say is my most looking forward to movie in probably the last 4 years.
I think I am also looking forward to that
Anyway, that's my list.
As am I.
because there's a lot riding on it,
There's, you know what? Taika Waititi can do no wrong.
except in acting world. He
Yes.
used to be undoubted that way too.
Yes,
It's,
he had a small blip.
That's one of those directors. It's crazy. He's not going to be on my top 10. Spoiler alert. But that doesn't even make any sense.
Glad he
That
was
makes the least amount of sense of anything
I
that's
know.
ever happened ever. But you know, whatevs.
You know? Okay, I'll save it for later. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
You're up.
we talked a little bit about this before we started to record, so we know secrets. But my number 10, Christopher Nolan, Memento, Tenet, Inception. I freaking love his mind. His mind is fucked, and I love it.
His mind confuses me.
Number 9,
Yes.
Denis Villeneuve,
Yeah.
Polytechnic, Dune, Arrival, and
Yep.
everything he's done. He's, in fact, undoubted.
But he did do Dune.
Yes,
Ugh.
which is the best science fiction movie ever made.
Ugh.
Ever. Number 8, Alfred Hitchcock.
Hitchcock's got it's
Psycho.
Gotta be in there.
Birds, North by Northwest.
Nice.
We talked about him not that long ago, and he's still undoubted.
Yep.
Guillermo del Toro, Pan's Labyrinth, Shape of Water, and Hellboy.
Oh,
For no other reason but bringing us a real Hellboy.
there you go.
Number 6, Murray's number 1, Taika Waititi. Boy, What We Do in the Shadows, and Hunt for the Wilder People.
How good was Boy?
Boy is brilliant.
So good.
So brilliant. Number 5, Ken Russell.
Yep.
Salome's Last Dance, The Devils, Lair the White Worm. Number 4, who I think most people are thinking should have been my number 1,
Yes.
George Romero. My favorite movie of all time, Dawn of the Dead,
Yeah.
Martin,
Yeah.
and in my top 10 movies of all time, the original Night of the Living Dead.
There you go.
Number 3, Wes Anderson, with probably one of my favorite drama comedies, or rom-comedies,
Yeah.
Rushmore, Life Aquatic, and the most recent, most Wesy Anderson-y film ever made, The French Dispatch.
I'll spoiler real quick. I mean, Wes Anderson obviously would be on my top 10 too.
If he's not-
You just named 3 movies. Those aren't the 3
I
movies
know,
I'm
well,
going to
even
name.
with Murray's that he picked for Taika, I think the only one we got the same was The Hunt for the Wilder People. Number 2, Hirokazu Kurita. Like Father, Like Son, Shoplifters,
good.
and The Third Murder. Every single thing he directs is the most powerful film about family that you've ever seen in your entire life. There's not a director alive that can bring family to the screen like he can, and I will debate people till they're dead. My number 1,
I honestly have no idea right now.
it's the person that has made my mind, as much as I thought Christopher Nolan's mind was fucked,
Yeah.
David Cronenberg's
Okay.
mind is way more fucked. And I have been in love with him since the very first movie I saw of his. My favorite movie of his is The Brood. Dead Ringers and the History of Violence.
Dead Ringers.
He
so
is
good.
completely undoubted. He cannot do anything wrong. I freaking love David Cronenberg.
All right, that is a very, very, very good list.
As was Murray's.
Yes.
Now, the fact that David Cronenberg did not make your list, I am anxious to know what you have to say.
Yeah, that's crazy that as I say, there are so many that didn't make my list that I
We'll talk a little bit about some of
I wrestled with it. It's
some
like,
of our other favorites.
I could have made this. Honestly, I could have made this list like 2 weeks later, and there might have been. I mean, the top 5 are probably going to be there for sure. But I can make. I took people out. I put them back in. I took people out. I put them back in.
But did you go through each film? Because that's what I had to do.
Everything.
I had to go through each film. And some of the ones didn't make mine. Like, they've directed some of my favorite movies of all time, but I haven't seen enough of their content.
Yeah.
So there's some, like, well, we'll talk in a minute. Let's hear your list first.
I've got one on here. Well, anyways.
Let's hear your list first, and then we'll talk.
Number 10, Anders Thomas Jensen. The Green
Nice.
Butchers, Adam's Apples, Men and Chicken.
Yeah.
I mean, everything he makes is good. The fact of the matter is, I think he's only directed, but everything
he's
he's
only
done,
did like 5 or 6 maybe.
He's written like 30.
We've talked about him in the past.
And he just recently he's got the Writers of Justice.
Yeah.
He's so good. Number 9, Takashi Miike.
Oh, see, there's one. I have not seen as much of his films as I want to.
Yeah.
I've seen probably 8 or 9, but not anymore.
He's directed like 30.
Yeah, I know. I've seen about 8 or 9.
I've probably seen about 15.
Yeah.
Audition.
He's brilliant.
Audition's so good.
Yeah, that alone.
Ichi the Killer, come on. And
Yep.
the original One Missed Call, if you get a chance to watch it, it's just so good.
No, you didn't like the happiness of the Katakuras?
I liked them all. All right, number 8. Here's one of my controversial ones.
Uh-oh.
I've loved all 3 of his movies so much, but he's only directed 3 movies, and he's on my list.
That's pretty crazy.
He's done, like, they're brilliant. He's made 3 brilliant movies. The man's name is Martin McDonagh.
Wow.
In Bruges, 7 Psychopaths, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
That movie was so good. He was on my runner-up
like-
list.
Yeah, I saw 2 of those.
It's like...
Yeah, he's great.
He's great, and I know it's only 3 movies, and
But why isn't he making more? Three Billboards Outside Ebbing was such a powerful film.
It was like years ago.
Yeah. Well, let's hope he makes more.
yeah.
Pretty impressive to make your top 10 list.
Number 7.
Over David Cronenberg.
I know. What's that about? Number 7, Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah, no surprise.
Yeah. So Hard 8, Magnolia, There Will Be Blood. I really, P.T. Anderson's
He's beauty.
awesome. Yeah,
He's also undoubted.
he is. Number 6, Park Chan-wook.
That does not surprise me either. Isn't he also undoubted?
Yes. So Old Boy,
Yeah.
come on. The original Old Boy. Oh my. I watched that. Literally, I watched that with my jaw just dropped open for the last half of it because it was like just
So
it's like
good.
wow.
I watched it again like 6 months ago.
So awesome. Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance and Lady Vengeance. That was kind of his Vengeance
Yes, his
trilogy.
Vengeance series, yeah.
It was, yes, it's all so good. Which brings us to the top 5.
Bum, bum, bum.
So I've got him a couple spots higher than you. Mr. Alfred Hitchcock.
Interesting.
Psycho, North by Northwest, The Birds.
You know what? You know why I think he didn't get higher in my list?
Yeah.
Is because I don't go back and see content.
Right.
Like once I've digested everything Hitchcock's done.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of leaving him in my past. And I maybe should be bringing him forward. Maybe he should be higher on my list. But these other directors are still bringing stuff out.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, but he's dead.
He did.
Number 4, Pedro Costa.
Oh, interesting. He's
Yeah.
on one of my runners-ups
So
too.
I don't know if you get a chance, watch Blood. It's like his first movie, and
Haven't seen
the
it.
brilliance from this first movie. It's like, wow, this guy's gonna be special. And then guess what? He was. In Vanda's Room, just so powerful. And one of my favorite movies of all time, Vitalina Varela, which I don't think you've watched yet.
No,
You
but
need
I
to.
know now I can rent it. So it's
There
on
you
my
go.
list
All
to
right.
watch.
Number 3, Darren Aronofsky.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Requiem for a Dream.
Nice.
Black Swan.
Nice.
The Wrestler. Mm-hmm. So good.
He's good, yeah.
Yeah. Number 2. He was number 1 until I actually typed up the list. And then I couldn't make him number 1 because the number 1 that I've got, the guy just makes me so happy.
All right. Well, so it's apparently not Wes Anderson. So Wes Anderson's number 1.
Yes.
And whoever this is number 2.
Exactly. So number 2, Yorgos Lanthimos.
Oh, wow.
The Favorite. Come on. The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Yeah, it's so good.
I just love that movie. And The Lobster.
Yeah.
This guy is tremendous. I see his name. I see that he's coming out with a new movie, and I'm just so psyched to see it.
Almost as psyched as you would be to see a Wes Anderson film.
So, number 1 is Wes Anderson. I mean, I can't get away from the fact that literally nobody exudes joy from the screen like Wes Anderson does for me. Like,
Yep.
I'm never happier than the first time I'm sitting in the theater watching a Wes Anderson movie. I literally am just smiling ear to ear. I'm usually giggling from frame 1.
Yep.
I just get taken in by the colors and it's just everything's so good.
So, okay, what was the first one that you actually got to see of his? Because you wouldn't have been really old enough to appreciate him when Bottle Rocket came out. So what was your first film?
I appreciated him. Bottle Rocket was just like a year before Rushmore, and I watched Rushmore and immediately went back and rented
Right,
Bottle
okay,
Rocket.
right. That's what I'm saying, though. But
Yeah.
you wouldn't have been, like, super old when Rushmore came out.
No, I wouldn't have been super old,
Yeah,
but
so-
at the same time, Rushmore
Which is
just
kind of
blew
funny
me away.
because that's what happened to me too. Actually,
Yeah.
Rushmore was my first
Yeah.
film of his.
Then when I went and rent Bottle Rocket, I was like, this guy's a genius. Because Bottle Rocket was so... If you want to talk about...
Okay, so what's your 3?
We've been doing a lot of James Caan lately. James Caan was never better than in Bottle Rocket.
Oh, he was great.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so what were your top 3 films out of his?
And this is the whole thing. I mean, you named
Fantastic
3.
Mr. Fox. It's gotta be
Fantastic
number-
Mr. Fox is one of my favorite movies of all time. It makes me so happy. There are movies that I can watch. I could watch that back to back for like 2 weeks. Like every spare moment I had, I could pop it back on and just watch it.
Yeah, that's
again, 'cause
Rushmore for me.
Yeah. The Grand Budapest Hotel and the Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah,
those would be,
Royal
and it's tough. I mean, it's getting your top 3 from this guy is so hard because they're all Mondo. Like he does not make a bad movie.
Nope.
So that is my top 10. So interestingly, I mean, there's some.
You didn't get Cronenberg.
So I mean, we covered like Alejandro Jodorowsky. How is he not in our top 10?
Stanley Kubrick didn't make
Stanley
mine.
Kubrick.
Yep.
Coen
The
brothers.
Coen brothers, yeah.
It's
Well,
like-
they made Inside Llewyn Davis, so that was a
Yeah,
raise.
I
Whatever.
actually had them. I took them off.
Did you?
They were on my list originally. The Coen brothers.
Tim Burton, yeah.
Tim Burton was on my list.
He made
yes.
Dumbo, so that took
Yeah.
him off my list.
Uh,
He would have made it.
Ben Affleck.
Whatever.
Sorry, what?
Ben Affleck.
I'm sorry, what?
Ben Affleck.
I'm sorry.
He
I
almost
don't
cracked my top 10.
That
With one
name
film he
means
directed?
nothing to
No,
me.
he's directed more than one film. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
He did 2 then.
2 films, maybe?
Academy Award winner. Although-
Peter Jackson didn't make my list.
Peter
and I
Jackson?
love Peter Jackson.
Sam Raimi. I almost
yeah,
made my
Sam
list.
Raimi
I
didn't
took
make
him off.
John Waters.
Kurosawa.
Kurosawa didn't make my list. Robert Rodriguez, but we know why that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I say,
Takashi Miike didn't make mine either.
Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah, Bong Joon-ho didn't make mine either.
Yes.
He made like
And,
2 movies.
No, he's made tons. John Carpenter,
John
Luc
Carpenter,
Besson,
Wes Craven.
Craven. I'm craving some Craven right now.
Craven.
It's crazy. There's
It's nice.
Anyway,
How can we leave this segment to go into our next? I don't know.
I guess we're gonna have to then. Eh?
well, before we leave.
It's too late.
Oh, that's it. We moved on. Too bad.
Before we leave.
Nope. Moved
No,
on.
they've moved
Before
on.
we leave, there's just one that I think we need to bring up.
Nope.
Nabuana IGG.
Who the hell is that?
Sorry. Oh, yes.
What Hollywood?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
whatever.
And he's also a friend of mine on Facebook,
There
so
you
that's
go.
even better.
Okay, fine, whatever.
He's there.
He's
Should
so
have been
good.
number 1.
Sure.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
My rage this month, weekday, is very simple. It's going to be quick and painless,
Perfect.
and I'm going to do it in robot voice.
No.
My rage this week is the month of January.
Yeah, that's a good rage.
I am not liking this month.
It's the
These
same every
movies
year.
are rage-filled.
How can you tell it's January?
That's my rage.
Just
The month of January.
Nothing but crap. It's like, all right, the movie studios, we got all this garbage that we haven't released. Let's see, it's too late for award season. There's-
You know what we're missing?
All the Oscar bait has already come out.
We're missing a robot movie with a pregnant woman.
Yeah,
Exactly.
dump it. Yeah, no, the month
And wait,
where, the month where
A
movies
spy
go to
movie
die.
that's terrible.
Yeah, no, I am on board with that rage. January is ridiculous every year.
That's it. I don't want to add any more to it.
Stay home and watch TV.
Boys season 3.
So my rage this week is going to be a bit of a spoiler
What?
for the Rage or Dare segment.
Bro.
My rage this week is that I had to watch the repulsive Caan-Doubted and the doubted Gerard Butler in the same movie. That is a hellish agony that should not be experienced by anyone. One of them in a movie is atrocious, but both of them in a movie together is just inhumane torture to the viewer. There should be a law to stop this type of thing from happening. That is my rage this week.
You're welcome. You want to bring me on, bitch? That's what you're going to motherfucking get. You're welcome.
I like Gerard Butler. That's all I'm gonna
I know you do.
I know.
Have you seen that terrible movie Greenland? Maybe you'll change your
I am
mind.
not.
Garbage.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Well, hello, America, and thanks for coming. My name's Seth. What's yours?
Hey, it's Jamal. And Stony.
Have you ever had drag race withdrawal? You know the symptoms. Not enough glitter, eyelashes not staying glued down, and that red itchy rash that just won't go away.
You should see a doctor for that. And the only prescription for your blues is more Thanks for Coming, the most magically gay podcast.
With at least 150 podcasts, 7 seasons of Drag Race coverage under our belt, and topical queer discussions, there's a little bit for everyone here.
That's right. We're even featured on Cosmopolitan's list of top 7 RuPaul's Drag Race podcasts that spill the hottest tea. Join us every week as we bring you a fun recap of the latest episode of whatever season we're covering. It'll make you feel like you're back on the couch discussing the latest episode of Drag Race with all your friends. Stop by thanksforcomingpodcast.com for links to listen on your platform of choice, links to all of our social media and recent happenings.
Oh, what are you waiting for? Go check us out, Hanny. Thanks for coming, a RuPaul's Drag Race podcast.
All right.
It's Merman time.
All right. Anton Yelchin. Actor, director, musician, photographer. Born in Russia in 1989. Only child of figure skating parents who immigrated to California. Diagnosed with cystic fibrosis at an early age and hated from nearly everyone but his closest friends. Appeared in 68 film and TV projects in a short 17-year career, including over 40 feature films. Taken way too soon in 2016 at the age of 27. in a freak accident where he was pinned to a metal gate by his Jeep, rolling back due to a factory defect.
He didn't name his car Christine, though, did he?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But no, it was a defect in the Jeep that basically they recalled him.
I
right
know.
after
That was a sad story.
Those are the facts. It's not nearly the whole story. Love and Tasha is a documentary from 2019 that I recently saw. It premiered at Sundance and pretty much never got released, which is really too bad. This film is a portrait of the extraordinary life and career of actor Anton Yelchin. From all accounts, he was a happy, energetic, artistic kid who had unlimited energy despite having cystic fibrosis his whole life. He taught himself to play the guitar, wrote and performed his own music, was in a band, spent a lot of time developing a vast photography career. And acted in over 40 films in 15 years with the likes of Anthony Hopkins, Jodie Foster, Robin Williams, Robert Downey Jr., Jon Voight, Martin Landau, Glenn Close, Frank Langella,
Motherfucking Glenn Close.
Patrick Stewart, just to name a few. Not to mention 3 successful Star Trek films as the boy genius Pavel Chekhov. This film also includes excerpts from Yelchin's own journal, voiced by his favorite actor, Nicolas Cage.
Nice. He's got taste, too.
This documentary by Garrett Price is a true love letter to the brilliant but short life of one amazing dude. I have to admit, I mostly knew him from Star Trek films. I was absolutely blown away by his phenomenal body of work. Hearts in Atlantis, Green Room, Only Lovers Left Alive, Like Crazy, Alpha Dog, Fierce People. If there was ever a definition of mesmerizing, Anton Yelchin was it. Rest in peace, Tasha. And this also made me think of the past 2 weeks. We've lost Betty White, Sidney Poitier, and Bob Saget in like 2 weeks. It's just terrible.
It's just the season.
Sorry, a bit of a downer this week, but I had to talk about this movie because it was so awesome.
Nice.
Cool.
And where
Well,
can people see it? Where did you see it?
I saw it on Hollywood Suite, but I'm sure it's on demand somewhere.
Nice.
Anyway, that's what I got.
Oh, Murr. Usually bring the joy. I got a little bit of a tear in my eye.
January kind of sucks. What can you say?
It does. We already talked about that.
Yeah. I guess I'm up again, aren't I?
You are up. So the list.
The list.
This is hopefully the last time we have to talk about Mr. James Caan.
Jimmy.
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 Hey, it's me. It's Jimmy.
It's me, Jimmy.
All right, yes. I was forced to watch Out of the Blue. To settle this
We had taken enough.
that these two apparently can't decide for themselves, so they made me watch this.
We went through so much. We
Pain
had to
and
watch so
suffering.
many. You just had to watch one.
You didn't get to see any Frank
You could've
D'Angelo
just
films.
dropped it, and I wouldn't have had no problem with it.
No,
Anyway,
but Murray, this is the important thing of why you're taking this one. Because if Bryce or I would have watched this movie, the love of your life, or maybe the fourth love of your life, James Caan, would be completely doubted at this moment.
Anyway,
Did he make?
I watched Out of the Blue.
Was it a rage?
Whatever problems this film has nothing to do with James Caan.
Exactly, we're not saying
We're
that.
not saying that.
For the 3 scenes he was in, for
Yes.
a grand total of 5 minutes.
Yes,
James Caan is James Caan.
that's
Fantastic,
right. That's
but
good.
how was the movie?
If anything, I feel sorry when I watch him now.
Okay.
He's
That's how we
clearly
feel.
Too old to still be doing movies. He hobbles around on a cane
Yeah.
and slurs his speech.
Yeah.
The real problem with this film is Patricia Clarkson and her aimless, incompetent detective. In fact, this may be the worst detective story I've ever seen in film or TV show.
Wait, you just saw the
in
355?
years. This is before I saw 355. And I didn't hate that movie much as you did. Worst detective story I've seen in years, and I watch a lot of them. She actually thought Schrodinger's cat was about an actual cat. That's how stupid she was. Like, I'm scientifically illiterate, and even I know what that is. This film did not make me rage. however.
Ugh, Murray, you and your
Murray.
generosity.
What did make me rage
Okay.
was having to sign up for Amazon Prime and IFC
Nice.
both.
Nice.
I despise Amazon. Last time I ordered something from them, they sent the wrong size.
Aw,
And their courier just leave packages in a snowbank on my deck.
nice.
But I digress. Rest assured, I canceled both subscriptions as soon as I watched this mediocre film.
Perfect.
Only reason I did it was to stop these two from talking about James Caan anymore.
Oh, we'll be talking
On or
again.
off, I just don't care anymore. Leave the poor guy alone. I'll go back and watch my Las Vegas TV DVDs and remember when he was a badass.
There
And
you
that's
go.
all I have to say about it.
Well, unfortunately, listeners, as much as my cold dead heart wanted to make him completely doubted, because I can tell you this, if I know James Caan's in a movie, I will not be watching it going forward. But apparently Murray will.
Maybe not.
He survived.
All right. No comment.
Done. But you know what? Now we don't have to talk about James Caan, and we don't have to talk about Denise Richards.
Yeah, thank goodness. That was,
I missed that whole thing.
oh, God, that was awful.
That was
That's
pretty
like
awful.
the worst month of my life.
Oh, wait. Maybe it's the start of something new after your rage for today.
Yes. Eesh.
That's enough for the lists.
Anything else? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Last week on Rage or Dare, Bryce pulled two of his favorite actors when he pulled the rom-com The Ugly Truth. This week, Jim goes back to the trough of Bryce's slop bucket of rage. Let's check with Bryce and see if this film is old enough that it is before Gerard Butler was doubted, or is this like pretty much all his films?
I have to say, I have never been more excited than I am right now in my life. I thought today could not get any better. I feel like I won the lottery today. Please tell me what you thought of the movie, The Ugly Truth.
The Ugly Truth is a failed experiment as it tries to combine a raunchy comedy with a chick flick. The result of The Ugly Truth is an ugly movie that has two of the most doubted actors in cinematic history. Gerard Butler and Caan-Doubted do not disappoint, as they solidify themselves as bad actors that pick bad scripts. Although I suppose if you're a bad actor, no one is going to offer you any good roles, or at least I would hope not. The film has cringe-inducing dialogue, which is meant to be funny, but completely misses the mark. It did have one line that was mildly amusing as Butler, as Mike Chadwick says.
Mike Chadwick. Sounds like a real manly name.
Yes, he says, and no one falls in love with your personality at first sight. That's the funniest thing that was said in the whole thing.
What are you talking about? That's how I always fall in love.
There you go. Of course, this line was preceded by him saying that, you know, if you want to have a relationship, here's how you get one. It's called a Stairmaster. Get on it and get skinny. And then the speech devolves from there. This movie was truly horrible, and I knew it would be, as I had seen it before. And now,
Nice.
thanks to Rage or Dare segment, I got to experience the torture that is The Ugly Truth once again. Movies of rage.
You're so welcome.
Yeah.
My job here is done, people. But you know what? Do you know what the greatest thing about this? That's
No.
not even the worst thing that's in my bag.
I don't know about that.
Do you know that Caan-Doubted's been in a lot of movies?
Oh, so no. You're just getting me to avoid your bag. If there's a way.
You can't hide from the rage. All right, now where's your stink bag? Is this your?
That's it.
That's my stink
There's
bag,
nothing in
Looking a
this.
little empty.
yeah. It is. There must be good stuff.
Your bag is devoid of
I
white.
can't believe there's only that much left in it.
Your
I gotta do
bag
something
is
about that.
devoid of a lot of white stuff.
Yeah, what's in there now?
Oh, I've
What's
already
that?
seen this.
Oh, good.
First daughter. How did you put that in there twice? Maybe you just took it out of the bag.
Are you
and put it back
sure?
in. Yes. I haven't seen this though.
And what is it?
This may not be able to stay in it though,
What do you mean?
because remember we made a rule.
Yeah, you just got to be able to find it.
No, the other thing is
What is the other thing?
if it's kid actors in it, if they're
if
still
it's a
in high
kid
school,
movie.
it is a kid movie. It's got Mary Kate and Ashley in it.
No, they're older there.
They're not that old.
Yeah, they are.
They are. Oh God, they're not old. Okay, so she was born in 1986, and we said had to be out of high school.
They're 18 in that movie there.
Are you?
You
86, and this movie was made
2004.
2004. 86
That would
minus
be
2000.
18 there, Wiener. You got to watch it.
But it was made a year before, wasn't it? I don't want to
Just
watch
stop.
this. I don't.
They
see
are
this.
mature young adults at that point, which makes it something that you
How
have to
dare
watch.
you use my own words?
So you enjoy New York Minute, and you enjoy it with a smile on your face.
And if you're lucky, Katherine Heigl will show up.
She might. That's very quite possible that she might be in it. Okay, well, you know what that means. We're going to be going away for some delicious, delicious rage. Or should I say, we will be back next week with more rage. Thanks, Ragers, for listening. Super rage love to what that used to be our members, but hopefully they'll come back. Julian from It Goes Down in the PM podcast. James and Philip for their continued support. To our extended Film Rage crew and family, who you know where you can find them on our show notes. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site, which stuff on TeePublic is on sale right now, and you can get your award show merch, which we have got up now. Make sure to wear your award shirt for all things and send us pictures of it. We are always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dared us to see terrible movies to feel our rage, but no matter what you do, just make us rage. Please? Please. That's it for this week. Rage on!
Rage on.